The President's Own.
The President's Own.
The President's Own. The President's Own. United States Marine Band.
Marine Band in the United States.
I'm Sergeant Major Troy Black, the 19th Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. I'm here at the National Museum of the Marine Corps along with the men and women of the President's Own, the United States Marine Band, to honor all of our veterans on this special day. No matter what branch of our armed forces you served, or whether you served for 2 or 40, the fact that you raised your hand to take an oath to defend this nation puts you and all of our veterans in a very special group of Americans. This day is set aside for all of us to recognize our fellow countrymen and women and the sacrifices they have made, along with their families, to preserve the honor of this nation at all costs and to protect the many freedoms we enjoy together. Many of our veterans also served during times of war and conflict, and they went into some of the most dangerous places on this earth. This year, we continue to recognize some of the anniversaries of those major turning points in our history. The Korean War began 70 years ago this year and placed our servicemen in an incredibly challenging conflict in the harshest of conditions. The Marines that fought in the bitter cold of the Chosin Reservoir once again demonstrated a resolve and bravery that has come to define Marines of every generation. And today we especially honor our Korean War veterans. And to all veterans of every service and every generation, we offer our gratitude. In both the Veterans Day and the occasion of our 245th Marine Corps birthday, which was celebrated yesterday, I am proud to share with you all the music of the Marine Band, along with our sacred motto, which means always faithful, Semper Fi.
He sat in that long line of barber chairs. The sergeant asked him, "Son, would you like to keep your hair?" He said, "Yes, sir," as he heard those clippers buzz and hum. The sergeant said, "Hold out your hands, here it comes. Yes, Semper Fi. Do or die. So gung-ho to go and pay the price. Here's the leathernecks, devil dogs and jarheads. Paris Island in July, Semper Fi. I sleep in my bed instead of a foxhole. Never heard my boss tell me lock and load. Ain't no bullet holes in the side of my SUV. 'Cause that kid next door just shipped out overseas. Yeah, Semper Fi. Do or die. So gung-ho to go and pay the price. Here's the leathernecks, devil dogs and jarhead. Paris Island in July, Semper Fi. For the few who wear the dress blues, their hair cut high and tight, are proud to be first ones in the fight. Oh, Semper Fi, do or die. So gung-ho to go and pay the price. Here's the leathernecks, devil dogs and jarhead. Paris Island in July. Never leave a man behind. A Marine is a Marine for life. Semper Fi.
Hello, I'm Colonel Jason Fettig, Director of the United States Marine Band, and I am honored to add my gratitude to that of the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps for every one of our American veterans. The United States Marine Band has been a part of the fabric of this nation and our military for 222 years. And in addition to our direct service to the President of the United States, one of our most important missions has always been to connect those who serve to our fellow citizens. When the President's Own shares performances like this one or travels across this country, it is to bring to life the sense of community that binds us together as Americans. Music is the emotional bridge that helps us share our experience together even when we may come from very different backgrounds. Every performance by the men and women of the President's Own presents an opportunity to gather together with pride in our collective identity and to express our appreciation for those who wear and those who have worn the uniform. We have seen time and again how good it feels to express that gratitude and how truly meaningful it is for our veterans to receive it. Here now is a song that I believe perfectly captures this sentiment, sung by our own Gunnery Sergeant Sarah Sheffield in an exhibit here at the National Museum of the Marine Corps that celebrates the invaluable contributions of women in our Marine Corps.
Centuries have brought us to this day? What will be our legacy? What will our children say? Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I've received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. Each generation, from the plains to distant shores, with the gifts they were given, were determined to leave more valiant battles fought together, acts of conscience fought alone. These are the seeds from which America has grown. Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I've received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. For those who think they have nothing to share, who feel in their hearts there is no hero there, know that quiet acts of dignity are that which fortifies the soul of a nation that never dies. Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I've received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, 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 I gave my best to you.
The stories of veterans who served in war have been plentiful over our history, and many of them came directly to us from those men on the front lines. These accounts were sometimes harrowing and at other times touching, giving us just a small glimpse into what it must have felt like to be asked to do so much in the face of such peril. Here to bring to life the words of one of these servicemen is a very special guest who has long been dedicated to lifting up those who serve and those who have served. He also happens to be an honorary Marine.
Hello, I'm Gary Sinise, and I'm honored to join the men and women of the President's Own United States Marine Band in marking this special occasion of Veterans Day. Whether our veterans served in times of peace or in times of conflict, their dedication, bravery, and sacrifice, and that of their families, has shaped the very character of our nation, and we will forever be grateful for the gift they have given to every American. It is important for us to hear their stories on this day, and we want to share one with you from one of the most tumultuous times in our history. This year marks the 75th anniversary of the Second World War, which came to its conclusion in 1945 with the surrender of Japan and a victory for the Allies in the Pacific Theater. The Marines played a central role in winning the war, and no battle was more difficult than that fought on the island of Iwo Jima. The heroism of the Marines on Iwo Jima is legendary, where Admiral Chester Nimitz famously observed that uncommon valor was a common virtue. Iwo Jima must have seemed like an alien planet to the servicemen who landed there, and one can only imagine what their loved ones back home were feeling as these brave men entered one of the most dangerous places one could go, halfway around the globe. In the days before email and FaceTime all their families had of them, the only indication of where they were and how they were doing was found in the weathered, handwritten letters that soldiers, sailors, and Marines were periodically able to send home. Some talked about their experiences in lands they'd never imagined they'd visit. Others daydreamed of being with sweethearts again. And many detailed their experiences in the war. And there were those who did their best to continue to provide for their families through their letters, and who did what they could to be fathers to their children while they faced unimaginable peril thousands of miles away. Marine First Lieutenant Leonard Smith Isaacs Jr. from New Orleans, Louisiana, wrote such a letter home to his two young boys around Christmas time in 1944.
My dear little boys, I am writing you today just a week before Christmas Eve in the hope that you will get this little note at Christmas time. All of this coming week will be holidays, and I can just imagine the fun you will be having, especially when you know it is just a few days before Santa Claus will be coming. If it were possible, I would like to come down the chimney myself and crawl right into your stocking. Now, wouldn't that be a surprise? I would enjoy it even more than you. But since your dad is far away and Santa Claus has only the reindeers that will fly through the air, I'm afraid we'll have to let Santa Claus use them. After all, he has so many places to go in such a short time. I won't be able to give you a Christmas present personally this year, but I do want you to know that I think of you all the time and feel very proud of the way you've been helping your mother while I'm gone. I know it is only natural for young, healthy, and strong boys like you are to want to play and have fun all of the time. But I do want you to think about helping Mommy, because it is so hard for her to do everything while I am gone. I know that you would like to give me a Christmas present too, so I will tell you what you can do. And this will be your Christmas present to me. Every day, ask Mommy if there are any errands you can go on for her. And when there are errands to run, say, "Sure, Mommy," and give her a big smile. Then during the day, go up to your room and look around. If there are toys scattered all around, or you left some of your clothes on the floor, pick them up. Also, when Mommy is busy trying to clean up the house, don't leave her by herself, but ask Mommy if you can help take care of baby sister. If you will do these things for me, that will be the finest Christmas present that you could give me. Oh yes, and Cece, Are you eating your meals like a real man now? Well, my boys, I guess you often wonder why people fight and have wars, and why lots of daddies have to be away at Christmas time fighting when it would be so much nicer to be at home. That's a hard question to answer. But you see, some countries like Japan and Germany have people living in them, just like some people you and I know. These people want to tell everybody what they can do and what they can't do. No one likes to be told how to live their life. I know you certainly wouldn't like it if one of the boys in the neighborhood tried to tell you what church you should go to, what school you should go to, and particularly if that boy would always be trying to beat up some smaller or weaker boy. You wouldn't like it, would you? And unfortunately, the only way to make a person like that stop those sort of things, or a country like Japan and Germany, is to fight them and beat them. And teach them that being a bully, because after all, that's what they are, is not the way to live, and that we can't put up with it. What does all of this mean to you? Just simply this, my boys. Dad doesn't want you to ever be a bully. I want you to always fight against anyone who tries to be one. I want you to always help the smaller fellow, or the little boy who may not be as strong as you. I want you to always share what you have with the other fellow. And above all, my boys, have courage. Have courage to do the things that you think are right. To do these things, you need a strong body and a brave heart. Never run away from someone you may be afraid of. If you do, you will feel ashamed of yourself, and before long, you will find it easy to run away from the things you should stand up and fight against. If you and lots of other boys try to do these things that Dad has been talking about in this letter, it may be that people will not have to fight wars in the years to come, and then all of the daddies in the world will be home for Christmas. And that is where they belong. Perhaps some of the things that I've been talking about you don't quite understand. If you don't, Mommy will explain them to you as she knows. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you, Daddy.
A few months after writing this letter, First Lieutenant Isaacs arrived on Iwo Jima with his fellow Marines on February 19, 1945, to begin the work of taking the island. The next morning, while crouching in a foxhole about 300 yards from the beach, he was wounded by Japanese mortar fire. He sustained serious wounds to his head and left arm and was evacuated to a hospital ship offshore. First Lieutenant Isaacs died the following day and was buried at sea. He was 34 years old. Although men like Lieutenant Isaacs are honored each year on Memorial Day in our country, it is important to also remember them on this day, because our living veterans will forever share a kinship with all those who served alongside them, both those who made it back and those who gave their last full measure of devotion. No matter when and where they have served, This shared experience of being willing to raise a hand and stand ready to defend this nation is at the heart of this day. And today I join millions of Americans who gratefully salute all those who have given so much to all of us.
Along with our most senior honored World War II veterans and those of the Korean War, we also pay tribute to our Vietnam veterans. These warriors served during another of our most daunting challenges as a nation, and they often remain fiercely loyal to their services and to their brothers and sisters in arms who fought alongside them. Some were drafted into the service for this war, and many volunteered to join the fight at great cost to them personally and to their families. For all those who wore the uniform during this critical and unstable time in our history, we continue to salute you for what you gave to our great nation.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And
And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
The modern wars and conflicts of our time have put our servicemen and women of the past 30 years to the test. From Operation Desert Storm and Desert Shield to the ongoing 20-year global war on terrorism in the wake of the brazen attacks on our soil on 9/11, we continue to ask much of those who choose to serve. And our veterans from these past few decades have continued to rise to the challenge. Much has changed in our nation during the 20th and 21st century, and the nature of military service has evolved along with those changes. We currently have an all-volunteer force of men and women who are as talented and dedicated as any in our nation's long history. These brave service members in all branches of our armed forces stand ready to defend our values, our freedoms, and our honor. After leave active service, they carry within the scars of those sacrifices, and they also carry the knowledge that they will always be an essential part of something bigger than themselves. They also take with them the pride of knowing that they did their part to preserve our nation and to protect their fellow citizens. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Semper Fi.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Come up and keep it on its run. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army is rolling
Anchors away, my boys, anchors away. Farewell to foreign shores, we sail at break of day, Our last night on shore, bring to the foam, until we meet once more. He's wishing you a happy voyage home.
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in thee. Through surf and storm and howling gale, I shall on purpose keep. Send and Patterson my guide, for fame and glory true. To fight, to save or fight and die, like the star we are for you.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. Adam now, give him the gun, give him the gun. Down we dive, fanning our flame from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame, or go down in flame. Hey, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine.
As our tribute to veterans comes to a close, I want to take a few moments to thank the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps for his important words, and Mr. Gary Sinise and his foundation for his wonderful part in our storytelling today. I also want to extend a very special thank you to our marvelous colleagues here at the National Museum of the Marine Corps for allowing us the opportunity to perform among the incredible exhibits here in this amazing place. I am standing in the new wing of the museum, which is currently under construction, and will pay tribute to those veterans who served in the modern battles that Sergeant Major Black spoke about. This very howitzer to my left was the first to fire at the beginning of Operation Desert Storm, and it is among many artifacts and exhibits that will continue to tell the story of Marines now and well into the future. If you ever find yourself around Quantico, Virginia, I do hope you will make a special trip to this incredible museum to experience these stories for yourself. On behalf of all of the talented and dedicated men and women of the President's Own, thank you so much for watching. If you are a veteran, you have our heartfelt gratitude for your service, and we are proud to count you among our brothers and sisters. And if you are not, please take a moment to thank someone in your life that has served our nation in uniform. It could mean the world to them. Take care of yourselves and each other, and Semper Fidelis.
While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home.